What's your feeling sort of heading into, I don't even know if you can call this a halfway point at the first day, about what sort of deal the White House has clearly made with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell?
Well, it seems pretty clear that the deal is no facts, no documents, no witnesses. That's going to be the line. And, you know, this is common sense. Why would you, if you thought the facts were good for you, why would you be saying that? So, I mean, this is so obvious. I mean, again, I think people are smart. It is, you know, the person who's sitting there going, I don't want to hear from witnesses, hear no evil, see no evil. It's because they don't want to find it. The thing that's surprising is this is the United States Senate. And this is an incredibly important proceeding. And it is, I think, as a citizen, really upsetting that you don't have a body saying, you know what, wherever the facts go, let's just follow them. Let's just see what it is. There may be a real debate at the end of, like, you know what, what the president did is bad, but he shouldn't be impeached. Let the voters decide. That's one responsible position. But what's not responsible is saying, I don't want to know. I don't want to hear from these people.
The other thing that seems irresponsible is McConnell invoking any sort of parallel to the Clinton rules. It would seem that the Clinton rules were able to garner the support of 100 senators. You have, Claire's predicted, and she's usually right about this stuff, party line votes on every amendment we're likely to hear today.
Right. First one seems to have been a party line vote. I mean, I guess in theory, you know, a Republican and Democrat could have flipped, but that seems highly unlikely. And I think if the rest of the votes continue to be 53-47, which represents the breakdown in the Senate, it would be both predictable and disappointing. You know, earlier today, Zoe Lofgren, Democratic Congresswoman from California, one of the House impeachment leaders, said, there is no plausible reason why everyone wouldn't want to hear all of the evidence. I was thinking about that. I mean, it's a powerful statement. I think she's logically right, but there is a plausible reason why everyone wouldn't want to hear all of the evidence, to Andrew's point, because it's damning. All the evidence is damning. If you really want to hear all of the evidence, that means you're going to hear a lot of bad things about what the president intended and ordered. And so while rhetorically what Ms. Lofgren said is powerful, it's wrong. There's a very plausible reason, if you want to hide stuff, not to hear all of the evidence.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.